So today we're going to be checking out Verte by Kilian. What do you think of that pronunciation? Probably not very good, but you know what? I tried. So this was released at the same time as Apple Brandy on the Rocks. I already did a first impressions on this one, so now it's time we tackle this one. So of course in this video I'm going to open it up, smell it for the first time, tell you what it smells like, what I get out of it, and then at a later date I'll come back and do a full review on it. Also a big shout out to the brand themselves for sending this out to me along with that Apple Brandy on the Rocks. Like I said a minute ago, they sent these out as soon as it launched, so big shout out to them. Like always, I'm not gonna let that free product waver my opinion, but I have to let you know up front, I'm a big fan of the brand. I own a lot of their stuff. Where is it? Somewhere over here on this top shelf. I own a lot of them, and those I actually purchased with my own money, so got a good, couple dollars invested in the brand on my own, so I am a fan. So if you haven't checked out one of these yet, this is how it comes. Top lifts off, and the bottle just sits in there. And obviously, you can see by the design what they're going for here. This is the Licorice collection, and kind of looks like a whiskey glass. So let's go ahead and try this out. I'm looking at the color of the scent here. It's got like a dark yellowish, slightly greenish color to it. Just a different color for sure, but definitely has some coloration to it. Apple Brandy on the Rocks was a bit lighter here. So let's check this one out. I'm excited. I'm curious because the note breakdown looks very interesting. I don't know what we're gonna get, but here goes nothing. Let's see. Let that dry down. I haven't smelled yet. Holding my breath. Let it settle here. So smelling it in the air without me even bringing my nose, I'm picking up on the licorice note right away. Yes, I did cheat and look at the note breakdown first, but even if I didn't, you can smell it. It's licorice. Yeah, so going in for a closer inspection here, it's licorice, it's sweetness, it's kind of woody as well. Yeah, this is quite unique. So looking at the note breakdown, we have absinthe up top, licorice, violet leaf in the mid, patchouli, vetiver, woody notes, and sandalwood in the base. So as I mentioned, this is really quite different for me. To be honest with you, comparing this to all of the others in the liqueurs lineup, it's not my favorite. It's just different. Obviously this is going to be based off of a drink of some sort, and you got to forgive me, I'm not that well versed in all of the different types of alcoholic drinks out there. Obviously I do see absinthe, the licorice in here, kind of giving it a weird blend. So it's something different. It's just unique for sure. And this is definitely a niche fragrance. This is definitely going to be a challenge if you are, used to designers. And if you're like me and you haven't experienced a lot of other alcoholic drinks, this is quite unique. So a little bit of the violet leaf is actually starting to come through now that it's settling, and that's giving it kind of a fresh, watery, ozonic feel. The patchouli is not really showing up for me yet, neither is the vetiver, but just a standard woodiness is coming through, and I smelled that right off the bat. Not even necessarily a sandalwood, although actually maybe it is a little bit of a sandalwood. It's kind of a creamy, woody smell. As it's settling down, it's getting just a tiny bit spicy, and that could be coming from the patchouli here a little bit. Yeah, this one really has thrown me for a loop right off the bat, but you know what? It's different. And I like a challenge, so that's pretty cool. Now, in terms of it smelling similar to any other fragrance, I own and have smelled nothing else that smells like this, so that's a positive. Looking on Fragrantica, there are some comparisons, and those fragrances I actually have never heard of, much less smelled, so I'm not even going to dive into that. You can do your own research there and look through some of the reviews if you want to find out if it's similar to anything else. Again, for me, I don't own anything or have smelled anything that is similar to this. So this is a brand new experience. I would say probably for the majority of you out there, it's going to be a similar thing. But to that point, I really don't own any other fragrances that smell similar to other Kilian scents. Like for example, Apple Brandy on the Rocks. The only other thing that I have that smells similar to this is the original Apple Brandy. Other than that, completely unique. Same thing with most of their other releases. You look at something like Dark Lord, Black Phantom, Straight to Heaven, all of those fragrances, they're one of a kind for me. I don't know anything else that smells like those. So in a way, that's what you would expect from the brand, and that's what you get here with this one. So as this is starting to settle down more, I'm starting to like it more. I think the opening just threw me for a loop. Not the biggest fan of licorice in general, and that mixing with everything else just kind of threw me off. It's starting to smooth out and get a little bit more warm and creamy here as it's drying down. It's woody, it's aromatic, it's a bit warm and spicy. It's going to be a really nice, kind of cooler weather scent here. Fall, winter, spring, I think is going to be the best time for this one. Now, in terms of the mass appeal side of things, that's going to be a different story. This is not going to be a really good compliment getter, but you wouldn't buy this to achieve that. If you look at something like Apple Brandy on the Rocks, this one has some sex appeal. My girlfriend really likes this one, and she's not really the biggest fan of sweeter scents. Now, she's starting to come around to them now as I'm pushing them on her because it's what I'm into now. I'm like, smell this, and you better like it. So she's starting to come around to them, but I wasn't expecting her to like this one as much as she did. Haven't gotten her thoughts on this one yet, obviously, because I just opened it up and she's not home. So that'll be something we'll save for the full review. I have a feeling she's not going to like it very much. So yeah, don't buy this if you want compliments. Pretty standard. So guys, I think I'm going to start to wrap this one up here. That is my first impressions on Verte by Kilian Paris. Again, threw me for a loop. The opening, not my favorite. The dry down, I can start to vibe with a little bit here. It's getting better as it's settling down, and this is definitely one where I'm going to have to smell it more and wear it more to make up my mind on what I think about it fully. Definitely a niche product, definitely something that'll keep you on your toes and give you something different. If you've tried this one, let me know what you think down below. Also, if you have tried Apple Brandy on the Rocks, let me know what you think of this one down below as well. And hey, let me know your favorite Kilian fragrance down in the comments. Also, if you want to gain access to these videos in advance, if you want to join a private chat room with me and chat with me about scents, check out the channel memberships. They will be linked down below. Bunch of other benefits as well that you can look through on the different tiers. That's it for me. Thank you so much for your support. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.